looking at this list of international available jobs makes me grateful that I've just been able to spend loads of money with Newcastle. And I don't have to deal with this. Ever. Welcome back. Folks, and welcome back to Glory Hunter then. I'm treating you to the big headphones today. Oh yeah, it's been about a year since you've seen these bad boys. So welcome back. I can hear myself wonderfully. Right then, I've spent more money and I've not signed Andy Carroll. I mean, you probably thought both were going to happen. So yeah, I was just looking through these jobs. I'm glad we got rid of the international manager element of this, because I would no doubt be Denmark manager right now and be very, very cross about it. But I mentioned that we'd made some transfers. So let's go and look at those transfers. But let me delay it by saying that Gregor Kobel has left Newcastle. Weren't expecting that, were you? No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. No. I forgot about the release fee we put in his contract that we thought would never be activated, because why would anybody want my goalkeeper, Manchester United? Would be a terrific signing. Yeah, 33.5 million. So profit made, viewers. Profit made. That's what I'm going to keep telling them. Profit made. Am I furious to lose a really good goalkeeper? Yes, I am. Thomas Lemar has gone as well then. 18 million off to Brighton. His value is suspected to be a lot more than that. I couldn't get any more than that. So 18 million it is. Making a nice profit on him. Considering we've lost some money on some players. Yeah, I think this is fine. Speaking of which, Dan Juma, yeah, we've sold him for 15 million to Ajax. I bought him as a sort of, yeah, this is a good first signing, and then realised very quickly, oh no, you're not going to play. Should have signed Mudryk, basically. That was the long and short of it. So Dan Juma leaves us. He's actually not a bad player at all. Probably would have been a decent squad option, and I look forward to signing a replacement on deadline day on loan, because I forgot what I was doing. So yeah, Dan Juma leaves. Probably doesn't need to leave, but has now left. And also I made a massive loss. The whole thing is a joke. It's very bad from me. And I'm admitting that. So you don't need to comment it. So you can delete the 6 words you've already written. Jamal Lewis has gone off to Middlesbrough. Quite a little fee, actually. Yeah, but again, didn't really have space for him anymore. Simon Mendy, of course, we've still got Target here as well. So Jamal Lewis was sort of the odd one out. And yeah, I mean, they've made quite a big loss on him. But that wasn't my signing. So can't be responsible for that one. I'm going to keep telling myself. And also Carl Darlett, I don't know what I'm telling you. He's gone as well. Actually, he's on loan at Reading. Oh, what am I doing? So, who did we sign? Who is the goalkeeper replacement? Well, boom, that's him. It's Aaron Ramsdale from Arsenal. We've taken Arsenal's first choice goalkeeper, which says a lot about us, if I'm honest. Last year, 38 goals conceded in 38, which is better than Kobel last year, and 12 clean sheets. Don't get me wrong, it's quite a lot of money. 65 million is a lot of money, but English as well obviously helps with qualification or registration, I should say, for other competitions, and yeah, helps with our core of English players that we've brought in, the likes of Bellingham, Rice, of course, a few others too. So Aaron Ramsdale joins us. Of the options available, he was probably the most attainable and best option, so yeah, that's why we've gone with him. And fits what we're about, you know, and him and Nick Pope, they'll get on great. As will Freddie Woodman. Did he start at Newcastle, Ben? Yes, he did. I say start at Newcastle. According to this, he did. Of course, he was on loan and actually played matches for other teams, but started his career at Newcastle. Homegrown quota. Didn't get Andy Carroll, but Freddie Woodman joins us. 5 million quid. Yeah, he's a good goalkeeper. I'm a bit annoyed about it. Actually, 21 clean sheets in 46. We should start for me. This is all because, of course, we thought Nick Pope would leave to Leeds. He turned down Leeds. He's still here. If anyone else wants to bid 20 million, anyone out there that wants to do that, yeah, I'm accepting offers. Now, next up, right back options. I was going to get Meunier in, but I thought, no, we won't get him in. We'll get Tino Livramento. Now, he's cost me a little bit more money, don't get me wrong, but actually, in terms of the drop-off from what we have with Baku to Livramento, it's far, far less than it would have been with Trippier or Meunier, right? So this is what we've gone for. £33 million. It was his release fee at Southampton. Currently, actually, they're back in the Premier League, but their relegation release fee still existed in his contract. So I activated it. Feels like a bug to me. But anyway, regardless, 33.5 million then for Livramento. Can play really, really well on both sides and all along that right side as well if required. Can play further forward, has the crossing and dribbling ability to do just that. And yeah, I think a good addition. Yes, quite a lot of money for a backup, but again, can fill lots of gaps for me if required. And I like him for that alone. And then finally, and obviously we lost a few attacking players, so Richarlison comes in. I like to think he's dyed his hair in this picture because he's now signed for Newcastle. Yeah, a bit of Tottenham, 18 million quid. I mean, we talk about losses that we've made on players. He scored 7 goals in 14 starts for Newcastle. And as a man that can play across that front line, similar to Dybala, it kind of makes sense for us. We were looking at other striker options, don't forget. And yeah, with Isaac and Mitrovic, I wanted someone in a similar mould that could also play in these wide positions and give us that flexibility, and he does that. So, welcome with Richarlison as well to the team. Of course, still got Alan Saint-Maximin, as well as lots of the other players. In fact, if I show you this screen here, you can kind of get a vibe for what we're looking at in terms of ability currently, ability off the bench. And yeah, I think we're in a pretty strong position, as we talked about before, for the Champions League. Now, this is how our league fixtures look then to go this season. Swansea, we're going to play that just in a moment and see how we get on. And of course, those Champions League fixtures will be filling a lot of these spaces. It should be quite interesting. Our running as well, relatively soft. So if we're going for higher things, you know, if we're looking at titles this season, which while again feels quite far away, we're as big a favourites as Manchester United are. Getting ahead of City, getting ahead of Liverpool, and dethroning Chelsea from third, obviously, is target number one. And I don't want to spend year 3 now, don't forget. I don't want to spend too long at Newcastle and have to finish. This is still a glory hunter. I still have to finish off the rest of the leagues, of course. And we're doing that thing we've talked about so often. We are making Newcastle stronger and stronger. So that is stressful for me. Right, let's play Swansea then. Team-wise and tactically, things are going to remain very, very similar to last time. Dybala's going to start from the off and then probably come off at half-time for the likes of Saint-Maximin or Richarlison. Again, options off the bench now. But this is the settled 11 that I think we're going to go for the majority of the games if they're all fit and available. Of course, Lacroix, don't forget, came in the last episode with Mendy, with Bellingham. It's made us a lot stronger. And I'm excited to see how this team gets on. Bellingham is tipped to be the best young player in the league this year. Mitrovic, third favourite for top goal scorer. That's what you need if you're going to compete. So, can we be, I assume, newly promoted back to the Premier League Swansea? You'd flipping out. Sean Dyche's manager. We are in trouble. And also the balance, by the way, you might be wondering, 33 million and 20 million on the transfer budget. So things are looking all right there too. Again, it's all going a bit too well. The only problem with the Premier League is there's no music at the start, is there? So that's a shame. A few other players that have sort of been cast aside, someone like Joel Linton has got a few issues in that regard, just due to the fact that I don't really know where he fits into all of this. But if he leaves, we'll absolutely get another central midfielder in. Maybe someone who's slightly more attacking than our other midfielders that can play in that defensive or central role. Of course, we talked about that at length last time. So here we go into the game against Swansea. And thank you all for watching. I want to say before we go into this game, lovely to see so many people getting along for the Glory Hunter ride. Of course, it's my first longest series for a while. The videos at the moment are being stagnated a little bit due to the fact that I've told you this before, moving house later this week, and then I'm without internet for a few days. So yeah, just bear with me while we get everything up and sorted. You can't see, I've done a really good job of hiding the fact that I'm surrounded by what I can see at the moment, 7 boxes. So yeah, we've kept the background for now. It's the last thing to go. I'm a content creator. Make decisions wisely based upon what your background looks like, of just some lights and darkness. I should probably just take the background down, looking at it now. Not during this video, though. That'll be on DoctorBenjy Extra, which is not a channel. All right, then. How will the boys get on in the early kickoff, I've just noticed, against Swansea to kick off the new season? So far, it's been very, very quiet. I mean, a Pau Torres start would be typical as he hits the post. And don't forget, will he outdo his target of last year? Or he's got his tally from last year? Probably. Half an hour gone, we've had 1 shot on target. Our XG's pretty healthy, though. Our possession's good. And again, creating plenty. As there's Mendy. The fact that Mendy now just plays for Newcastle with Bellingham, it really does show how much you can change in 3 years at a football club. As the ball's played in, there's McAllister's ahead on goal. Probably the shortest player in the box and still finds a header. What's really evident at the moment, is that we are really dominant in terms of just the way the game flow is going. And that's a really good sign for the future. Again, these sorts of games against the likes of Swansea are games you have to be winning. Our only issue so far is we've not yet scored a goal. I think we try and make this really force home the advantage that we've already created, right? And then let's get that advantage and let's keep it going. Because the one thing you can do in these sorts of games is feel like you're in full control, concede, and then panic. For those that have been watching me for a while, that's every episode. So we'll just see how that goes. I might change up Mitrovic's role as... Are we about to concede and panic? Is that what I've ordered? 53 minutes in, Swansea's first highlight of the game, all the way to the back post, cleared away by Lacroix, of course, extra height in there. We mentioned that last time, above Nacho, as Grimes and Ramsdale. It's confident goalkeeping, viewers. And I am totally relaxed. And the distribution was insanely good. Now Mudryk out on that side. Are we going to score from this? Flicked back across. McAllister, we know he's good aerially. Mitrovic, can he maybe sort someone out with a decent pass? Baku's there. And now Mitrovic makes his way into the middle. The cross to the back post. Can it come back across? It can. The game is paused and frozen and well optimised. Yeah, it's still 0-0. I got overly excited there for something that was eventually nothing. Dybala off for Richarlison. I think we're at that point in the game as well, viewers, as Declan Rice controls things out to Paul Torres. Seen very little from Jude Bellingham at the moment. His role, of course, is going to be a question mark as Mudryk into a dangerous area and rattles the post. We've hit the post twice now, keeping the ball alive. Dybala, oh, well, I've just taken him off. It's an assist from Mitrovic, the composure from him, and the composure from Paulo Dybala. You almost forget that Dybala is here, but it's a lovely finish. And it's Newcastle 1, Swansea 0. And when I say all the names out loud that play for this team, we really should challenge at some point this season, right? I think there's absolutely got to be a conversation to be had now. As Dybala's finish is really, really cool. And half an hour to go. We need 1-0. I'm still going to take him off, mainly because of the fitness concern I've got with him. But yeah, I'd love to see him get his goal before we remove him from the pitch. I'm just looking at the way the game's going as well. McAllister, not having the greatest game. We're going to move Bellingham over and then bring in Guimaraes. And this is the advantage now of having a squad that feels a lot deeper. Suddenly, that sort of change, I don't feel like we've got any worse. When you bring on the likes of Joe Willock, that is sometimes makes you think, oh God, the drop-off is quite severe here. Yes, you get the energy, but what you lose in quality is often quite detrimental. So that's not going to be the case as often this year. Of course, it's staying injury-free is going to be important too, but it's a you know what? It's a solid start, viewers, as they've played a very, very interesting ball that we're sort of ignoring, and Swansea have capitalised on, and it lifts up. There's Paul Torres to head it away. Mudryk's going to be challenged, and it goes down to Pirlo on that side. Are we going to get a challenge him? Yeah, Mendy does really well, and then finds a great pass to Bellingham, who quickly recycles it forward. And now Bruno Guimaraes. And now can we build from this position? You can see the movement from some of our players, and Bellingham getting nicely involved as well now as that more attacking midfielder. Mudryk, he's got support. The ball inside is poor, but actually we're set now quite nicely offensively, and Swansea don't really know whether they're coming forward or backwards. Ball over the top. Richarlison to Mitrovic. It might be offside, but if it's not, that's a lovely goal. I mean, we celebrated it like it was going to be a goal. We're going to find out. It is a goal, so which makes the flick on from Richarlison here really, really lovely. And you can see Swansea didn't really know. They're in this position where they're not really set as a back four. The midfield are very, very far apart, and they don't really know what's happening. Richarlison just one header forward, and Mitrovic is already beyond the defenders because their line is stagnated. It's 2-0, and after a pretty passive first half, a very competent second so far from Newcastle United under the stewardship of DoctorBenjy FM. As Richarlison now again on the ball and bringing it forward, and our runners are making their way forward too. As there's Mitrovic in acres of space. There's got a pass to the left-hand side. Oh, it was overhit. Bellingham's there. He's going to have to figure out what to do himself now. Ball back across to Richarlison. And oh, it's in. And what a cross from Jude Bellingham. Again, VAR are going to look at it, but that sort of highlight, that sort of goal is normally given. Again, will they punch the air in delight, viewers? Stay tuned. They are thinking about it, and they do punch the air, as do I then, and that's going to be 3-0, and Bellingham did brilliantly. I mean, actually, look at that. You think there, it's a certain goal, and then the ball goes beyond Bellingham, but it's the composure and the ability on the ball to suddenly think about that, put a really, really good high-quality delivery in. Keeper should maybe do a bit better, but a great header in from Richarlison too, and I know Swansea have just come back to the Premier League. I know I shouldn't be too excited about this, but just the way in which we're seeing these players operate and the quality of some of the football is really, really pleasing, as hopefully defensively we can show a similar level of ability. And now Guimaraes and the ball forward, not his best, but Mendy's going to cover and back to Ramsdale, who makes a good save, let's just say. He's been very, very bored throughout this game. But this will be interesting as well. Where will we play this? Again, up towards Mitrovic, or are we going to work it from the back? We are going to work it from the back. And there's Jude Bellingham on the ball again, and lovely to see him to get involved, frankly, to get an assist in his debut as well. Really, really pleasing. Richarlison with that ability to take the ball across the field. Mendy, can he get a ball back across? Mitrovic is there. Oh, but it should have been 4, viewers. Probably could have made more changes here, but I just quite enjoyed watching this team play to their XG level. 27 shots, 9 on target. Yes, going to be promoted, but yes, a really good performance. And of course, we'll judge ourselves against some of the better sides in this division, and which there are plenty. But we go top of the table, viewers, and that's, yeah, we played early, but regardless, we look good. That then is going to conclude today's video. Lots of new transfers. Let me know what you think about those transfers as we get our press conference done as well. We mentioned the odds before. We are in the conversation. Still haven't got anyone in the Dream 11 just yet, which obviously we'd love to be in, but I think our chances of success this season could be a lot higher than the previous years, and I think the additions we've made are quite logical and quite sensible. I can't imagine that will last for the whole 20 years. I'm sure when we get to Italy, things will go Italian. Right then, folks, that's going to conclude. I'll see you again soon for some more. Back again on Friday. I should see you, and yeah, thank you all for watching. Again, if you enjoy the videos, put likes on the videos, because it's a good endorphin hit for me, and that's what this is all about. So, I'm joking. See you soon. Goodbye. Not joking. I need it. So...